Hello and welcome back to your favourite Not Another Leeds podcast, because Another Leeds United podcast, you can't go wrong, where chaos ensues, tactical analysis evaporates, and just like Junior Firpo, my internet can't run and doesn't run very fast. So apologies for that. Today we are joined by two awesome guests, Smarty and KARL from the Ought to Know Better podcast, who we're getting very close with. And we might actually have a shared Christmas do next year. What do you think, lads?
Yeah? Why not? I mean, we don't even have one ourselves, but yeah, I'm game.
Well, we'll turn up and I'll send you an invite.
What country is it going to be in? India, Ireland, England?
Yeah,
I don't know, mate. I don't know, mate. Yeah.
I'll wear suits to a game and just get pissed in the peacock after.
That's what you do. That's what you do. I'm joined by another third of the Not Another Leeds podcast, James. Hello, James. How are you, sir?
Hello. I'm great. Fantastic. It was really early today as well. I was on here at 7 o'clock and no one else was.
He was. He really was. He was early. I joined the thing and I went, "Oh, what are you doing here? You're on time. You're minus time." But anyway, before we get going, Smarty, it's your third time on here. You are the joint leader in guest appearances. Well, yeah, in guest appearances. I don't have them on me, but they're in the post en route to you, mate. You have got 20% off in Winston's.
Excellent.
Winston's vouchers.
Great price.
Rubber Julie will be happy.
Well, as long as you wash before and after and wipe your feet after. So they're en route to you, mate. So let me know when you get them.
Absolutely.
KARL, how are you, buddy?
I'm all right. It is the season for giving and all that. So go on, Smarty.
Goodwill.
Come there and enjoy yourself, lad. Take a break for yourself. Fill your boots.
Lads. Yeah,
there you go.
Thank you very much.
It's goodwill to all men and all that. Smarty, I bet you're over the moon to get them vouchers. There's a lot of viewers right now that are really jealous.
Well, I would be if I was obviously, looking at someone else receiving such a wonderful gift, especially at this time of giving and receiving.
Yeah. There's plenty of giving and receiving in those vouchers anyway.
Absolutely, exactly.
He's beat me to it. There'll be plenty of that. There will be plenty of that. But yeah, all right. I'll just do the. Okay, right. Sorry, it's my producer again in me. Right. Okay, I'll do it. All right. So right. So we've got a sponsor, right? I've been getting all this money from all these sponsors over the past couple of weeks, right, lads? I've decided to sponsor myself, and I thought, why not? Put a bit of effort. So, yeah, you won't be doing that in a minute, James. I'm going to show you what the sponsor is. So, without further ado, grab a cold one.
New Pale Health, NALPA.
Whoa!
According to this doctor that we've paid, it promotes manliness. Really? Yes, really. Try it now.
Subscribe and you get 10% off. It's the new IPA, the Pale Ale. And if you subscribe, you get 10% off. James, what a deal.
I'm going to get some for my wife. Extra manliness.
James is ecstatic, everyone. He's that shocked and numbed that he can't even get the words out to describe it. KARL, would you be interested in some
I'll be honest.
NALPA?
Yeah, it sounds lovely. Yeah.
Everyone's riveted tonight. Am I the only? Is this on?
Like,
am I live?
Are you getting paid for that one? Yeah. It's like.
No, I paid myself. So
he sponsored himself, KARL. It's a Christmas miracle. Come on.
He's giving himself money. It's a tax break, ladies and gentlemen.
Festive joy. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
Right, end session, shall I? Thanks for joining. It's basically in the Not Another Leeds podcast. All right, we'll get to the serious bit now, lads. So Blackburn, we'll go all the way back to Blackburn. We came away with 3 points, but I thought personally it was quite kind of hard fought. James, what did you think, mate? I mean, we spoke on the Sunday Club saying that we had a bit of opposing views. Did you feel worried at any point?
Can you hear me first of all?
Very loud and clear.
Yeah, brilliant. I thought it was a sluggish game. I didn't think. You said they were better than Middlesbrough. I didn't think they were better than Middlesbrough. I thought they endeavoured, but they didn't really cause us too much problems. I thought the goals were good, apart from Reuter's failed skill that he did. But the second goal, I thought Archie Gray's goal, Archie Gray's set up, the way he passed it first time was incredible. But it was another game where we sort of ticked the box off and went, yeah, it was a win. Weren't amazingly, an amazing game that we played, but it's just another one of them games. But we still deserve to win, I think.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, Carl, what's your thoughts, buddy?
I quite liked us in large spells in that game. But again, it wasn't the normal kind of dominance that we've seen from us in certain, in more parts in different games. I was happy to come away with the 3 points. I was glad that Archie was able to kind of get into the middle of the park there, and he did influence even just one movement. And I think that's what we're missing there, is a little bit of forward momentum from one of the sitting midfield too. And look, we've Deej Spence back now. We had a chat about it on our pod last night, and it's nice that we've got Deej Spence back, but it's typical that Byram's got injured, because it would have been nice to take Archie out for a game and kind of start to rotate the midfield 3, or the midfield 2, and just give them a rest. They look knackered.
Yeah.
But, overall, I thought that the game was good. Archie's first time outside of the boot, loved it. Absolutely loved it. But
yeah, it was very sexual in nature, wasn't it? That was just the right amount of weight on the pass for Somerville to get in there. We'll come on to that in a minute.
I'm at Winston's, if I'm totally honest. I
we'll have it on.
That's right.
Just have it on loop.
Have it on.
17-year-old boy.
X-rated puck. Smarty will be doing a vlog for that trip.
Yeah, I'm going live. I'm going to do a live stream.
A live straw? Oh, sorry. Yeah. What's your thoughts about the Blackburn? Blackburn.
Yeah, I kind of echo what obviously James and the Pod Dodger have already said. I think we played well. It wasn't our best performance, but kind of got to give a little bit of respect to them. They were there or thereabouts last season. They had a good team and they play really well. We are kind of in a midst of your Coventrys, your Boroughs, your Blackburns, and your other teams like that. They are there or thereabouts last season, and they're starting to come into a little bit of form. I do think Blackburn are a good team, but we managed to just take that little bit of extra quality that we've got and put it to good use. And they're not all going to be pretty wins, are they? We've obviously spoken about it on our pod a few times. They're not going to be all glitz and glamour, these football games. It's the championship at the end of the day. But it were an effective win. It's a shame we didn't manage the same on Tuesday. But, like I say, you're not going to win them all. We went on a decent streak. That guys, obviously, again, looked lethargic. But Blackburn, I wouldn't be surprised if they will be knocking on the door of the playoffs towards the end of this year. So I don't think really we can come away without being really proud of the performance, to be honest. Even though it wasn't one of the best ones, but like I say, you're not gonna get all the glitz and glamour this season.
No, that's the nature of the championship, isn't it? Is like it's only Leeds United's luck that the only two teams above us are having record-breaking seasons. You said on your pod last night, and I totally agree. It's I forgot to write it down as well, but I think if we were in the championship last season, we would be at the top of the league by 3 points, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Burnley were on 38 points at this point last season.
Yeah, and
we're on 41, aren't we? So.
Yeah, just how much Leeds United's luck is that the only two teams above us are just smashing it. You know what I mean? They don't seem to be dropping points, which are pissing me off, Ipswich. Because have you seen their second goal against Watford?
Yeah.
No. Their centre back literally slips and gives it to him on edge at D. Morsey goes in.
Sorry, yes. Sorry.
Oh,
yes, yeah, absolute gift of goal.
They just keep getting them.
Whilst you're talking about the other two teams, obviously above us, we're having some really up to obviously Tuesday. We're having some really convincing performances and some really good results. You know, we've been beating teams properly. You know, I remember when Leicester went up last time. It's obviously a few years ago. Now they were a very smash and grab kind of team. That they were beating teams 1-0. They did it to us at Elland Road the season they went up. They beat us 1-0, and it was a very smash and grab game. You know, that at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. Whether you play them off the park or whether you get, you know, like Sunderland did to us on Tuesday, you know, a little mistake at the back, you know, it Pritchard on the frigging head and it's gone to Bellingham and bosh, there you go. You know, they're not all pretty wins. We've already said this. You know, it's just one of them.
Yeah. I thought they were very sluggish, and in the Championship you do get these kind of games. I just thought particular players had a bit of like Kamara for me personally. I just thought he kept losing the ball, turning into trouble. And I just thought, I don't know if it's just me with the PTSD from being a Leeds United fan. That
I think we all got that.
Just a bit shaky. I mean, there's any players that didn't really make the grade for you, James, that game? I know they were all a bit below par, but...
Which one are you talking, Sunderland?
No, Blackburn.
Sunderland game. Oh, Blackburn. I think... Met a few of them. They weren't on the game. It was just one of... But we did enough. And like we keep saying, like, these games, we just need to win some of them and not really do anything. I mean, Ruta was a bit off it. Even more off it on Wednesday. Tuesday, should I say. It was just one of them games, mate. I mean, I thought defensively we were good. We didn't create a lot. And that's sometimes we're going to have that. We're going to have our defence win us games. And I think that's what they did on against Blackburn, because they stopped anything coming in the box. Strauch and Rodon were amazing, and we just need a little bit of quality from the forwards in these games just to tie us over to win the game. So yeah, it weren't great, but I want to talk about Tuesday because it's really pissed me off.
All right, we'll just talk. We'll talk about this. Yeah, we'll move on in a minute, but I just want to shout out to the the commentary of the Blackburn.
My God!
Did you guys listen to that commentary? Yeah. Karl, what did you mean? Did you point a gun at the TV like me, because I was ready to put it through? I'll
be honest with you. I thought up until they went a goal down, they were fairly okay. Not the worst kind of club commentators I'd ever heard, but then they went 1-0 down and figured that they weren't getting back into it, and they turned into a bunch of whinging
assholes.
Yeah, I was going to say the other word that'll get you banned, like, so I won't.
Fine. Yeah, Smarty. I bet you love that commentary, didn't you? You love a good morning commentary, yeah?
I love everyone, me. I'm that kind of guy. Yeah, they were both a pair of wankers. I think we as the season rolls on, we get these, obviously the I follow on the old wireless, the visual radios. Sorry. Yeah. We get these fucking idiots that are commenting, and they try to remain as unbiased as possible, but then it's like, obviously we're going to talk about Sunderland commentators and stuff like that, but. I mean, where do you start? I mean, the thing is, like, like Karl's already said, the team will go 1-0 down, or maybe after their team have gone 1-0 up and then we've brought it back and then we've gone ahead or whatever. You can see the Richter scale going, oh no, it's all gone to shit. Everything's gone to shit. Well, they're a Premier League team. They don't deserve fuck all. They don't deserve happiness. Blah 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 blah. We're all plucky, bloody Bournemouth, well, obviously not Bournemouth, but whoever we're playing. It just gets ridiculous, and you just like, come on, try and remain as unbiased as possible. We know we're a good team. We know you're shit. Just try and just stop being a pair of dicks, or whoever you are. Do you know what I mean? Just be right.
Yeah.
But then again, you listen to our lads, Brinlaw and Dorigo, and I can't stand listening to Dorigo sometimes. I don't know about you guys. So I can't stand the bloke, mate. As soon as I listen to him, he just pisses me off. If I ever did actually meet him, I think I'd probably punch him.
Okay, I think a lot of people have done that.
Yeah, well,
a lot of people have done that, apparently. Go on, Karl, what you say, mate?
Oh, no, it's fine. It's good.
See, I love the commentary, I do. I love it when they're, like when we're beating them and they're all like, all bitter and that. I love listening to them whinge and moan. If they're winning, then I'll turn them off. I hate the Sky commentary more. They
Oh,
just
God,
really
yeah.
piss me
Yeah.
off.
Oh,
Don Goodman,
yeah.
Jesus
Fucking hell.
Christ. I'd rather
Hinchcliffe.
thumb my bollocks into a rabid bloody lion's cage than listen to that fraud. Honestly, I cannot stand that prat.
Honestly, Don Goodman licks the
Yeah.
dirty boots of anyone who slags Leeds United off. The guy's
Oh,
from
yeah.
Leeds. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know, yeah.
He just,
He claims he's
and
a
he
Leeds
just
fan.
absolutely. Is he L, mate? Is he L?
He's never
Not,
seen a
not
Leeds
with
fan
that
in his life.
haircut.
He sucks the
He
ball
always-
sack of
he always-
anyone, like you say.
He always reminds me of Cat off from Red Dwarf. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Ow.
Just have a look at
Anyway.
it.
let's move on before I get banned or arrested.
Okay.
So just to split it up a little bit, we'll do a bit of trivia, right? For everyone who's watching, what we'll do is you sort of guess the player. So I'll go around everyone, and you've got to guess who this player is. So have you been brushing up on your tactical knowledge, Carl, Smarty?
I have.
Yeah.
Tactical knowledge.
Yeah.
This is not my first time on this show. I know what to expect.
I'm okay.
Right,
I
okay. Well,
been
you
told-
made
Third
it
time,
a
remember?
surprise.
still on 3 times, remember?
Third time.
Nice first
Yeah.
time.
So who is this keeper? He's made a fair few appearances in the 80s and 90s. So who do you think that is? Right. So you've had it long enough. You've had your 5 seconds. James, I'll come to you last. I'll start with Smarty and go the other way around. So who do you think it was, Smarty?
I'm gonna go, and I'm pretty certain I will get it this time. I'm gonna go with Zippy from Rainbow.
Ooh, that's a good guess. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a good guess. What about you, Carl?
I was going to say your band from Aquaman. What's his name?
Jason
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa.
Yeah, him.
Wow. What about you, James? What do you think?
I know it is. So I'm gonna be serious this week. It is Shadow from Gladiators.
Is it?
I'll tell you what, there's people watching this going, what are they on about? What are they on about? Well, I could tell you, with loads of appearances in the 80s and 90s, and sometimes in the noughties, it's Blackadder himself, Rowan Atkinson. He's,
Hey!
there he is. So,
I
What?
would have
No.
tempted to go with Mr. Blobby if I'm honest, but yeah.
yeah. So, unlucky there's no winner again this week for the 3rd week in a row, and you could have won some NALPA, the hottest beer on
Fourth week,
time
but don't worry about it.
in town,
week,
and it
don't
is
worry about
hot because you put it in the oven. That's how good it is. Right, so we'll move on to the Sunderland game because it is quite fresh in his memories. Before the game, Smarty, do you think it was in the bag? Were you confident?
Nope. No, in fact, I was half tempted, if I'd have had a bit more preparation, of course, and not being late to my own podcast, I was going to share a snippet of our WhatsApp group chat when I said this has got 1-0 or 1-all written all over it, i.e. to Sunderland. No, I wasn't confident. I know it's a tough place to go. I know that they're a very good team. They're well organised. They're well structured. They're disciplined. So yeah, it would definitely. I won't say a banana skin because by banana skin you appreciate that obviously the team that you're facing is inferior to you. Whereas I think that Sunderland are a decent enough squad, and I think they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Again, like Bournemouth. Why the fuck do I keep saying Bournemouth? Blackburn.
You love them.
I hate the fuckers, mate. I can't stand them.
Oh, the Sinistera chat.
I've just got a fucking load of dartboards in my frigging garage with Bournemouth players all over them and the club badge and shit.
And that one fan.
Yeah, they're 30 fans. So no, I didn't. I wasn't confident at all. I said to the lads that obviously, I wasn't expecting a decent result, and yeah, we just looked way off where we should have been. We looked lethargic. It got messy. I did think in the initial 15-20 minutes we were doing okay. We were turning over possession really well. They were attacking, obviously, their main outlets, our good old friend Jack Clark. But after the Archie Gray booking, we seemed to have a little bit of a dip in form. Well, dip in style or whatever, and they start to get their tails up and start playing a little bit better. I still don't think it was probably worth a 1-0 to them. I thought it might have been a 0-0 all day because that's how it played out pretty much for the whole game. I don't think we covered ourselves in glory. There were quite a few poor performances. Kamara, I don't think he played well. Ampadu were a bit off. Rutter, Somerville, you could probably go through the majority of the whole squad. The only player that really can cover himself in any kind of glory is Meslier for another really good save. But yeah, I want confident really at all, and kind of it's just one of them. I just hope that we can bounce back tomorrow against Coventry.
Yeah, there's not much more we can say about that, mate. That was spot on. I thought Rutter in particular he frustrated me. He didn't annoy me,
Shit.
get me mad. He just really frustrated me. There was one point where he fell over, backing into someone, and I thought, and lately it just seems to me like he's just trying to play for the foul. Do you know what I mean? That's what I just feel like what he's doing, and it's really annoying me. And we were all over the shop, and I thought they were really good. It was like a basketball game. Which we were really packed in the middle as well. And James, I mean, what did you think about that game overall?
Well, considering they were wearing red and white stripes, and we haven't done really well against them this year, I thought it was going to be one of them games. I think they took out our threat, which was our forwards, and they just didn't give them nothing. Like, they compact themselves. They sat back. They didn't push on our defenders. They just waited till we tried to get to our forwards, and then they just shut them out. None of them did anything. You say about Ruta, I thought it was garbage on Tuesday. I thought it was garbage. I thought everything he was doing, nothing was coming off. He was trying little backflicks here, and I was like, "What are you fucking doing, man? Why are you doing that now in this game?"
Yeah.
I think in the Premier League he probably would get some of them fouls, but it's not the Premier League, and he's going to get the shit kicked out of him, and he needs to just stand up because he's a big lad, he's strong. But yeah, the forwards were crap, and they just grew into the game, and you could see it happening. They were going to get a dodgy goal, which they did. Strauch again. I felt so sorry for him. There's about 3 or 4 goals this season where it's hit off him, and it's got the own goal against Stoke, the fucking Swansea pass back, and that's happened again. I feel a bit sorry for him, but yeah, I could see it happening before the game. It's just one of them games that was going to come up. But we move on to my hometown tomorrow, where we smash them.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Yeah. What about you, Carl? What was your overall thoughts about the game and the players, buddy?
I thought the overall game itself. I don't know. I never felt confident from the start, really. Like Smarty said there, we did close them down quite well in the first 20 minutes or so. But then Sunderland slowly understood what we were trying to do, and then they closed off the lines between the forward line, the midfield, and the defence, and they stopped us playing our little kind of passes in between the lines. And then what happened from that, the knock-on effect then from that was that the likes of Rutter, Somerville, even Dan James, they were holding on to the ball too long to try and get in positions where they could actually play the killer pass, whereas we never had to do that before, so we kept losing the ball, and they kept turning it over in their half. And sure, again, it was just a crazy kind of end-to-end kind of game with no end product from either team, because we kind of nullified each other when they went forward. When we went forward, there was just 3 banks of players there, and that was that. They closed the lines to break it down, and then they try and hit us on the break when we're pushing forward. Thankfully, our defense is relatively strong at the moment, and can stand up to that kind of thing. But a lot of teams are probably going to do that against us. The more they've realised how we like to play, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Coventry try to bring that kind of style of play into the game, frustrate us at home, get the crowd on their backs and stuff like that, and do it that way. You just don't know, but we will probably see a lot more of it, I think. But for now, I think that game Tuesday, we should just wipe it clean. It's like Stoke away, Birmingham away. Just forget about them. Just that's it. They're done. On to the next one. Like, we've went on a run of where we lost to Stoke. We won 3, then we drew 1, won 3, then we lost this one. So going off logic there, really, we should be winning the next 3. That's the way I'm looking at it. So
that's a good logic, and to put it out into the universe is good for me, Carl.
Yeah, I'll take that, man. I'll take that.
I do agree with Somerville. Like, sometimes he goes for glory a bit too much, because he likes it. He's a good dribbler, don't get me wrong. And we'll come on to Jack. Aren't we all? Yeah, especially on chins. We'll come on to the Jack Blackpool and how he should have been sent off, or opinions on if he should have been sent off. But there was one point where he was falling over away from goal, and he went for the shot rather than the pass. And it's just little things like that which he needs to improve on his game. which, I mean, don't get me wrong, Somerville's a great player and he's destined for great things. But I just think it's just little things like that that he improves on. It's like Rutter with his composure. What about you, Smiley? Do you think, do you agree with that, or do you think I should just shut up?
To a degree, I agree. No, I don't think you should shut up. I think it's a valid point. However, given what he's, obviously we've seen Somerville making a few appearances last year and then really taking the bull by the horns this year. I kind of like that in a player that is a bit of a greedy bar steward. It means that he's trying. I mean, sometimes, yeah, absolutely, he probably does too much, and he carries the ball maybe that little bit too long, and he should release it a little bit earlier. But to be fair, in the form, in the form that he's in, and some of the goals that he's scoring, he's said. I don't know if you guys listen to the official Leeds podcast or whatever. He's spent a lot of time on the training field doing a lot of shooting exercises and shooting practices and stuff. So he's clearly practicing and he's clearly working on that side of his game. So I know what he's saying. It is a little bit frustrating sometimes, but I'm all for him to just keep doing what he's doing. Because I think if we would, obviously no one will listen to us anyway because we're just idiots on podcasts or many podcasts. But if we were to say stop doing that and go back to what we were doing last year, he ain't gonna be playing as well as he has been. So you can't grumble too much at what he's doing.
But if people only saw our footy manager save Smarty, we'd be in top 6.
Honestly, mate, some of my analysis and the footballing insight over the years, I'm surprised I'm not wearing a green chuffing blazer. If I'm honest, I should be part of the training staff at Thorpe Arch. Absolutely.
I took Whitehawk to the championship. Now that's an achievement.
I don't even
albeit I did put a cheat in.
I did put
the money cheat in. It's back in the days before I didn't know what I was doing. I was young and dumb. You know what I mean? I'm full of beer.
Wow. You went there.
Yeah.
Hello.
The thing is with James is intrusive thoughts win.
Nothing wrong with that.
Anyway,
I don't fight them.
Yeah.
I do not fight them.
Yeah, you do right, mate.
It's easy.
Don't let the voices win,
So
James.
I would like your opinion, James, on Jack Clark had a yellow card and he will pull back. He will pull back Somerville. Now, if Somerville goes down, he brings that back for a free kick, and in my opinion, that's the second yellow. What's your thoughts on the matter, mate?
Yeah, he should have been off. It was a foul. It was cheating. He was away from him, and that pullback, he gained the advantage on Somerville. So Somerville's a bit clever there. I know I don't like cheating. I don't like diving, but maybe that point he should have been like, "Oh, just go down because I'm clearing," and he's off, and then we probably win the game or at least draw it. Yeah, yellow card all day, mate. I don't give a shit if he carried on. It was a yellow card.
Is that across the board, Carl? Do you agree with that?
I think. But the thing is, if the referee plays advantage, then there's clearly a foul committed. So if the foul is that he's last man, but the man gets the advantage, it's a booking, and it's a second booking and a second yellow and a red. Like that's just my opinion. The laws of the game are so screwed at the moment. We probably got it arseways there. Like, so God knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a second booking. Like he's like Somerville's gone if he doesn't get the tug on the jersey. Like he's gone. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And he's goal side of him as well. So
you agree
He
with
was
that,
away
Smiley?
from him.
yeah.
He was.
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Unanimously, I think, yeah, definitely. Like I say, if he's pulled him back at the end of the day, it's a foul. I mean, obviously, Somerville, wrongly or rightly, with hindsight, probably wrongly, didn't go down. He tried to obviously carry on, and he would have rounded the keeper, and I'm pretty certain he'd have scored. But like you say, at the very least, that should have been a second yellow card, 100%. But you've got to kind of get used to these decisions by the referees and stuff. We went into a little bit of the referee watch yesterday as well, and it's just at the end of the day, these referees are going to make some dodgy calls or whatever, but they are making them themselves. They're not relying on some fucking dipstick in a room, hundreds of miles away, making the decisions for them. So you have to, you have to kind of respect that and expect that, not every decision will be right, even if they don't go your way sometimes. So yeah, it's a shit one.
Yeah.
But we move on, don't we?
Yeah. Here's a question I want to pose to everyone then. Would you, if you had the power to, would you bring VAR into the championship? I'll start
Absolutely
with
not.
Cal.
Absolutely not.
No?
No way.
Would you go off human? You want to go off human error?
I'd rather.
On the pitch.
I'd rather have a linesman make a decision on an offside than some, like Smarty said, some twat in a caravan in Stockley Park. It absolutely,
So you'll be
it's
upsetting the chuffing travellers, Carl. Come on, now.
look, sure,
You know
it's a-
better.
Okay, I'll say no more. That'll be that.
I'll see you now.
Say no more. No, I just think leave it out. Championship is old, proper football, bar some stupid rules that they've introduced in certain areas, but it's still basic. It's basically what football should be. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
I've said before
Yeah.
that if you could win the
Go on.
championship and have the choice of playing in Europe in the Europa League, staying in the championship, but getting the money as well, or going up and being in the Premier League, and that's it, which would you take?
Oh, really?
I honestly, I'd prefer to stay in the championship if you could play in Europe, and then once you win, you progress as you go along, because the championship is way better crack. I know it
But they've got
frustrates the shit out
VAR
of
as well, haven't they? Europe's got VAR as well.
Yeah, and it works though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's the
suppose
thing,
it
yeah.
does.
Yeah, that's
a
the
little bit,
thing.
Yeah.
But that, I guess it does. Yeah.
It's like how many
got-
decisions do you remember that that were dodgy at the World Cup or in Champions League? I mean, don't get me wrong, there aren't.
6.
It's
I'll write them
not
down. No, I don't
everything.
really.
It's not everything that get they get absolutely right. It might be the odd one or two,
Yeah.
but you can absolutely guarantee that comes Monday morning there'll be some headlines about VAR getting a decision wrong or
Yeah.
something being wrong. It's just an absolute shambles. It's bringing the whole game into disrepute. It's not worth a wank. The people that are operating it are incompetent. You've fucking poked the bear now, lads. I'm telling you. We do this. We just absolutely go to town on VAR. It's and we get people in our comments saying we don't even have VAR. What are you talking about? It because it's left such a mark on all of us. I mean, we still see it in the Championship. We still see it day in, day out. Fucking turkey teeth Klopp's usually having a whinge about some sort of dodgy decision that he hadn't managed to get or whatever. It's just an absolute shambles. And until it can be independently structured, independently governed, and not have basically a load of mates running it as they see fit, down to their interpretations of the game, it's never going to work. I'm more than happy to see someone make a mistake, own up to that mistake, or it's human error. But when you've got humans making other human errors on top of the human error that's already happened, it's just fucking shambles in it. So it's completely ruins the flow of the game. So I would rather ban VAR full stop. Keep the goal line technology, absolute groundbreaking, brilliant piece of technology. VAR is a waste of time and just completely ruining the game.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
shall I put you down for a no?
Yeah,
Maybe. I think that's a maybe.
on the fence.
Yeah. He's got splinters, so he has.
The thing is with VAR is if you've got it, you have to use it for everything. You have to use it for every decision on the pitch. You can't just pick and choose. Like there's some if you fouled outside the box, but they don't bring it back. But if it's a penalty, they'll bring it back. And I'm like, why? It happened to us in the when we were in the Premier League loads of times where we'd get fucking kicked up somewhere on the pitch, but it would just be left, and then at a penalty. They're like, oh, we'll have to go back 19 years ago to see if that was an actual penalty and then bring the game back. It's like, it needs to be everything or nothing. And that's it.
Yeah.
Simple as.
But then the Premier League was the only league in Europe that rejected that virtual assistant offside, weren't they? So they're the only league in Europe that rejected
They're
it.
considering it now.
Oh, are they?
The automated offsides.
Yeah. Because every other league is using it. They use that in the Champions League as well, don't they? So it's like if the best club competition on the planet can use it and get it right, then surely you can suck it up a little bit, Premier League, and just go, yeah, okay, we'll use it.
No, Carl, we're gonna do it our way. We're gonna do it wrong. We're gonna do it wrong right. We're gonna do it wrong beautifully.
Because we're British.
With grace.
That's what we do.
We get things wrong and we like to queue. That's the British way.
That's it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we like to queue.
So, just steering this truck back on a track. Let's talk about the goal, the Bellingham goal. The belly goal. It was a shambles, wasn't it, James? Shambles at the back.
Yeah.
I don't really blame Archie.
No, it's just the goals that we concede this season, isn't it? They're just all shit and own goal and deflections and
Just little
Just have to
gifts.
accept it, mate. Yeah,
But
little
it was
gifts.
Christmas. It was Christmas. It was wrapped in a ribbon and everything. So at least we're nice about
What I
it.
liked, what I liked about it was Melier's when he grabbed him and just threw him on the floor,
Just
as if
fucking
that was going to
tackled him.
do
Yeah.
something. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, mate.
With the like WWE, like with the DDT, didn't it? Like,
scored, you
you've
bastard.
scored, so I'm
Oh.
gonna get you. I'm gonna try and injure you on the way down. I
I'd
saw a lot
love
of
to
people
see
giving.
Melier just have a full-blown meltdown in French. Like a full-blown merde! Fucking absolutely
Yeah.
go off on one.
La
Just
croissant!
Deepest voice in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Les trompettes,
Oh.
fucking bloody,
Bord de la
blah.
mer.
Yeah,
I want him
yeah,
to
absolutely
fucking
go
pull
off on
out.
one.
I do. I want him to go on the fucking steads. To come in. It's fucking huge.
No,
He's a
they
beast.
look like
People.
Slender Man.
Yeah.
They look like Slender Man, don't they? I've seen a lot of people giving him grief on my Twitter's X sphere, and it's just like, how can you blame him for that? He's literally he's made himself big, and he's just he's not got the look of the draw. It's literally point blank where he's just nutted it in, and it's come off strike, and Archie is out of position. I won't blame Archie. He's just probably just knackered, isn't he? He played every minute of every game nearly. I mean, what do you think, Carl?
Well, Strike's header went as far as pitch yard, and he was nearly on the edge of the D at the furthest, And when a ball goes that far, you kind of think, right, okay, I can step out a little bit here, and so Archie being out of position, I think, is kind of a natural run through of the state of play at the time. So I think Pitchard didn't even know where he was heading it. Like Smarty said it last night in our pod, and it was just kind of like it came at him so quickly, he just put his head on it and it just went to Bellingham. You know what I mean? It wasn't like any kind of controlled header or anything like that. So I don't think you can allow for that when it's kind of the flow of play is coming out of your own box, and then at the last second you find yourself offside or in a bad position. But I don't think you can blame anyone for that. Bellingham was just in the right place at the right time, and we were just pushing out, I think.
Yeah. Smarty, what's more annoying, how we scored or who scored it? Yeah, it just had to be him, didn't it? Him or Jack Clark.
I think it'd have been a letter. Well, I think I'd have been a bit more pissed off if Jack Clark had scored, but the rest of them I don't give a fuck. I mean, Bellingham's not going to be as good as his brother, is he? Let's be honest. I mean, it's just a name on a shirt at the end of the day. I didn't see that much loving for Bellingham, actually. Obviously, the commentators were giving a good old mouth job to Jack Clark. Apparently, he used to play for Leeds, and apparently his friends and family are Leeds fans. Don't know if you know that, lads, but there you go.
He wasn't out to upset anyone.
No.
17 friggin'
No.
times.
It's not done good.
Yeah. But no, it's one of them things. Like Carl's already said, we had a discussion last night, and it's come to Pritchard, the little dwarf, really, really quickly. It's hit him in the head. And lo and behold, it's just happened to fall nicely in between two defenders. And Melier literally had milliseconds to react. And in my opinion, he's done the right thing. He's come at him. His arms are out because he didn't know what he's going to do. And he's just happened to just stick a quick header on it. What can you do? So people giving Melier grief, especially after keeping that. I mean, that's save
Oh, yeah.
made.
Let's talk about
just
that.
incredible. So, after giving all that shit, I mean, people are arseholes. Everyone's got an opinion. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone else stinks. That's the general rule of thumb, innit? So not everyone's going to agree with you, but they're all clearly idiots, aren't they? So
obviously,
there you go.
See, this is what I love about Luke. Luke's always I would say he's anti-stat, but this is what I love about Luke on Twitter. He'll actually say, "Well, this is why." When he made the Leicester save and he made that save on Tuesday for Sunderland, this is why stats don't really count for everything. You can't micro analyze everything.
No, you
You know what I
can't.
mean?
No.
But yeah, I think he does get a lot of grief, Melier. I think it's just because he's not making worldy saves every game. He does enough, and it just that goal was just shit. It was just crap. Do you know what I mean? He nudged it round him. He know what he could have done. But when he makes saves like that, everybody loves him. But when people come out calling Melier out, saying he's crap, we need a new keeper. He's probably one of the best keepers in the league.
Absolutely.
I mean, not long ago, PSG was sniffing around his little French ball sack, wanting him to go play over there. But anyway, before I go on a rant, I want to ask everyone before we move on to Coventry.
French ball sack.
Yeah, it's got loads of fungus underneath it apparently. Oh,
Yes.
Oh my god.
Just a little croissant. A blip in the road for us guys. You think we'll get back to winning ways? Smarty, I'll start with you, mate. Just a blip, do you think?
Yeah. You know, it's just one of them that we've done it to death, haven't we? I think it was just one of them games. Sometimes I think having them kind of games gives us a bit of a reality check, and hopefully the guys have been in there and worked extra hard and all that sort of stuff at Thorpe Arch and are going to be ready to go on Saturday. So yeah, I think it was just a blip and it'll be good for us. It's like sometimes I say when we go 1-0 down, I think that's good for us because more often than not, I feel when we go 1-0 up, we kind of take the foot off the gas. So it's all relative, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Yeah, I think we'll crack on. Like you, James, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it all season, haven't we? We've had little blips and then we've just turned it around. The one thing I will say is I hope that we change our tactics a little bit when we're playing against these teams that just do what Sunderland did. It took until Nonto coming on to start putting some crosses in, and we nearly scored from one of them. I know it was a bit of a shit crossing it, but it fell to Perot and we nearly scored. But I think we need to do a bit more of that and just stop trying to do the perfect running into the box and getting a goal. Get some crosses in, get some shots in, because it can go anywhere in this league. But yeah, I think we'll just bounce back, definitely.
Yeah, just a quick mention actually. What did you think of Nonto, Karl? I thought it was actually quite impressive when it came on, as he did the other games as well. Do you think he's actually got his head screwed on?
Yeah,
Not
I
like
think
he did
so.
before, I'm just saying in relative.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I thought we saw a little bit more of what we kind of expected in Nonto against Blackburn, and then again on Tuesday when he came on, because it was more of we need to attack now. Like don't be too stressed about defending this time, and we could see him getting the better of their fullback. Was it Huggins was their fullback, wasn't it, that he was up against?
Yeah.
So so
Little
you could see him getting the better of him. Like he won 1 or 2 fouls off him out wide to get the ball in. And he put in 1 or 2 crosses, like you mentioned there as well. And I think I said it last night as well. I'd like to see Nonto start in the 10 role where Pirro is, and just let Rutter go up front, and I'd like to see Nonto in the centre a little bit. He's got a range of passing that is probably needed. He can find a pass. He's strong on the ball. There's elements of his play that would benefit the team if he played in that 10 role, just 60 minutes, 65 minutes, see what happens. Because I don't think Rutter was at the race at all on Tuesday, at all.
No, I don't, mate. I thought he were very below par, and I thought he got lucky at Blackburn when he did that. Yeah, he got lucky at Blackburn when he did that. For Dan James's goal, which we talk about, but we'll talk about it another time, maybe behind the scenes. I just thought he got lucky, and the Blackburn player moved the ball into his path and he passed it on to Dan James, and he got an assist. I just think that he was trying that a lot, and not all the times it comes off, and it just when he fell over, that did it for me, and I was like, it's really frustrating. Smarty, same question to you, mate. What you asked Karl.
Well, you're gonna have to tell me what the question was again. Sorry.
I knew he'd forgot. I could see it.
No, I was listening all intently and stuff like that, and then you said, "Oh, what was the question?"
Did you get lost in my eyes?
I did. Yes.
Thinking about the vouchers.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Winston's.
Just like. Do you know what? I've actually forgot.
I know that's what I mean. I'm like
Nonto.
Nonto. Yes, sorry. Yes, I think fucking hell. What a great time.
We are a podcast, everyone. Please don't leave. Like us.
Stay with us. Come back. Don't leave.
You're back in the room.
It's an interesting one because I've said something similar. I don't know why we don't, or we aren't testing the keeper from range. Why aren't we having shots from outside the box? We just don't seem to do it. Especially when you're facing such a well organised and well drilled defence, a very very compact defence like we saw at Sunderland. Yes, we started to see crosses coming in from Nonto. Jaden Anthony looks pretty decent as well. But it's just I don't understand why we're not having a go from fucking distance. I mean, you look at Rutter. I mean, it's one of them when you're looking at people's YouTube reels. Take it with a pinch of salt. But you see Pirot, he scores from distance. Rutter's scored some absolute screamers from distance before they came to us. Why are we not doing this in the Championship? Why are we not testing these keepers?
Yeah.
You know, these players that we've got are very, very good players, are very capable of doing this sort of stuff, but yet we seem to be absolutely intent on dribbling it into the 18-yard box, doing a couple of passes. I can't remember the last time we had a sexy goal where it were pass, bosh, goal. It's all been scrappy. It's all been well thought out. Maybe a little bit of individual excellence or whatever. But from a team goal, really, I can't really remember the last time we did it. Why are we not shooting from outside the box, especially against Sunderland? It really wound me up. I were like, there were a couple of chances. I think Somerville had a chance where I thought he might have a pop here, and he didn't. He tried to lay it off to James, and I found it was so frustrating. Especially with how them two have been playing as well. Well, I mean, I said something like that were completely out there and a bit random. At the end of the day, when you're bringing on your Bamford, you're bringing on Matteo Joseph, and trying to get more players in that box, but they're all like little teeny tiny players apart from Bamford. But you might as well literally stick a fucking lamppost in the middle of the frigging box because he's about as much use as a fucking tits on fish. Stick Charlie Cresswell up there.
What about Ariel?
A great Stick a great big frigging lad up there, a bit of aerial dominance. He can either nod it down or he can get a shot in on target from his head. He's a good header of the ball. A bit of a centre point, a bit of a, like I say, just, obviously it was a bit of a random take. I appreciate that. But, we did it with Pontus Jansson in the semi-finals against Derby. We stuck him up there, try and give him, Matt Smith used to do it when we used to have Ross McCormack and Matt Stiff? What the fuck?
Winston's.
Yeah.
Matt Smith. Matt Smith, not Matt Stiff. Jesus H. Christ, it's a family show. Apologies.
That's Smarty's other Twitter account.
Yeah,
Matt Stiff.
The less we say
You're on
about
mute,
that,
Dan.
the better.
I know.
But yeah, even like Matt Smith, that was his game. He used to nod it down to McCormack, and he used to fire him in from all over the place. So why are we not doing that sort of thing? But I'm like I say, I am a nobody. I am amoeba of fucking nothing. So
For those watching, I wasn't miming. I was just on nuke. Fucking hell. Mute. But ironically, what I was saying was. Is that before we all come on, we have 3 shots of brandy, and I wish I had 3 shots of brandy, but the joke's gone. Let's move on. Just chaos on this podcast. Absolute chaos. Nothing goes right. Not even his tongues are working.
That's okay, though.
Dear me. So we are pressed for time because I know that Smarty and Karl, you've got your tango lessons, I believe, later on. So
in Dewsbury.
Yeah.
Dewsbury.
Dewsbury.
Right, yeah. So we'll move on to Coventry then. What's your vibe, James? I know it's positive, but how positive? COVID test positive?
I'm always positive. Yeah, we'll say that. COVID test positive. We're all gonna die. No, I think we'll win. We're at home. Coventry decent. They always start slow in the season, sort of build themselves up. But I think we're at home. I think we've lost the game. I think it'll put a rocket up our asses. And I think we'll do them.
Are you coming to Winston's as well?
Big time.
He's got
there already, mate.
Apparently.
Who do you think got you the vouchers?
No fucking invite.
Do you know what? I'll message Winston's and we'll have a Christmas dinner there.
I think we should. There should be like a discount.
So you get
for the...
Yeah, we'll do a live. We'll do a live podcast. All of us just from there.
From the glory hole at Winston's.
Could be our sponsor. Dan could be our sponsor.
Hello, and welcome to the Not Another Leeds podcast.
Whose penis is this?
Right. Let's just get back onto Coventry. Karl, please talk to us about Coventry before we expand and. Oh.
That's harsh.
James.
Yeah.
I do apologise.
No. Coventry, yeah. Well, look, they're 14th, and they're, like Smarty said, they generally come good towards some point of the season. They've lost two of their probably better players to Sheffield United and Porto, so they may struggle a little bit. They were a little bit. They were higher in the table, I think, this time last year. But yeah, I think they're going to struggle again. And I'd like to think we could get 3 points out of that one. And I'd rather it be a comfortable 3 points than me sitting there going, "Fucking hell, how long is left?" I'd rather just going, "Oh, yeah." So we'll see.
Honestly,
Hopefully.
I agree, mate. I do have a good vibe. Smarty, what's your vibe, buddy?
My vibe.
What's your vibe?
The bunting and the party poppers out because I think it's going to be a big 3 points coming our way.
The poppers?
Yeah, with the party poppers, not them kind of poppers.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't do this.
Again, I tell you what, if you're going to give me some of them, I'll stick them in my bum bag for Winston's. It's all just keep, whatever. Fanny pack if you're from across the pond. Like Carl's already said, they've lost Gokres, they lost Hamer as well. That's two really, really good players for them. So yeah, they've had a bit of a slow start. I actually thought they were lower in the league than they were. What's the dwarf saying? Hope you've had a good one, lads, and I'm not showing us up. That's the little dwarf J in the comments.
He's catching your back end.
Gimli.
That's where we know where one of the vouchers is going. So
yeah. I think they are a good team. But I think we're, given the result on Tuesday, that we'll go in a little bit more positive to this game. I think we'll be straight at it. Hopefully they won't defend like their lives depend on it, like kind of Sunderland did. But yeah, they've got a point to prove now. We've got to get back to winning ways if we're going to keep up with the top two. So we need to go full belt.
Right. I've just seen. I won't put it up, but if you look at Jay's comment in the comments, because I don't want to start a podcast war. But I just thought, once they went 1-up, then they just all hands on deck and just fight for the lives. In Sunderland game. But I do have a good vibe and a positive about Coventry. Obviously, O'Hare's back and he scored in the last 2 games, I think, or 3 in the last 2, something like that. They've got momentum now. We will have home advantage. I do believe. I think we'll get some predictions. I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds for a home win. So James, what about you, mate?
I'm going to go 3-0.
I'm assuming
for a home win. For a home win, yeah, 3-0 Leeds, yeah, definitely.
Any particular?
I think he might. I don't know if he might play Nonto tomorrow. I might start him. I want to back him to score if he starts. I want to back the little turncoat who wants to leave to score for us.
Nice. KARL?
I went 2-1 last night, so I'll go 2-1 again.
Nice one. Any particular scorers in mind, mate?
Could be any of the front 3 or front 4, to be honest with you. They're all bar Rutter, like he's not really in the form anyway. But any of the front 3, I think. We might even score from a corner. Strike might even get a goal from a corner. He's had a couple of good opportunities. Well, he's had a good couple of opportunities so far this year, hasn't he?
Too many.
The thing is, when we score,
Middlesbrough one as well.
When Strike scores from a corner, it's not from his head. It's always a nick or something like that, and it's never off his forehead straight into the thing. Smarty, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, I think 2-0 Leeds. I don't think they'll score. I think they'll be too hell-bent on defending, like their lads depend on it, like we've already alluded to. And again, I agree with KARL. I think Strike may bag a goal, and I believe maybe Dan James.
Dan James is on fire, by the way. Yeah. So, so I all going for a Coventry loss, Leeds United win, and I'm happy to hear that. So that brings us towards the second to last segment, which is Top Knob. And for those who are watching and listening that don't know what that is what we is. People who have annoyed us throughout the week, we nominate them for a distinguished prize called Top Knob on this podcast. So let's get into Top Knob.
Top Knob.
Nobbers, as I would say in ancient Rome. I'll come to KARL first. Actually, you got any ideas who you want to nominate for Top Knob today?
Jesus, I haven't really thought about it. To be fair, maybe the ref for not sending off Jack Clark.
The ref. Shall I just put EFL?
Yeah, that's sufficient. Yeah.
Yes. Efficient. Thank you. What about
Covers
you,
up,
Smarty? Who are you going to put in the ring of
I
fire?
don't know.
Is that what it's called after Winston's, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Winston's and Akbar's.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to throw the Sunderland commentators in there. I think they're a pair of knobs. I think I'm going to go with them too.
Top
More
knobs.
than deserved.
What about you, James?
See, I'm gonna go similar sort of to Smarty. I'm not gonna pick the commentator, the Blackburn commentators, because I found them quite funny actually. But I'm gonna pick the Sky commentators because they always piss me off. Anyone does anything against Leeds, if it's just passing 2 yards, it's like, what a fucking amazing pass that player's just done against Leeds. But they just sort of like overlook the shit that we do. It drives me insane. So I'm gonna go for Sky. The Sky TV. Yeah.
Sky TV.
I'd say that's a fairly strong one, to be fair. Yeah.
That is fair. I mean, as Jay says in the comments, do you know Jack Clark played for Leeds and his family are Leeds fans?
Really?
You know?
Did he?
Huh?
What?
Do you know
Have
that?
you got a source for that, Jay?
Don't
Don't
believe
go.
it.
I'm going to go with the commentators just all round because I think they are funny, but they're also really annoying. And it's that time of year where I don't like annoying things, lads. I really don't like them.
Like
Right,
elves and
so
shit.
commentators as a whole this week are Top Knob.
Top Knob.
So that concludes that. And now we are on to the last bit of this segment. And I know what you're thinking. Fucking hell, another segment. Well, this is the podcast. Deal with it. So what I've done, lads, is all the the sponsor money. I've built a supercomputer with latest AI technology, and what it does, it creates a question for my guests, you two, and James as well, because he's here.
He is.
I'm a guest as well. So
Let's run the meeting. So here we go. Beep boop beep.
Calculating. Question found. Who would you rather get in January? Borthwick, Jackson, or Giuseppe Bellucci?
Oh, God.
Right. Now this is like Sophie's choice. Borthwick Jackson, for those that remember him, was a lightning fast left back from them across the Pennines, or Giuseppe Bellucci, who is just skilled. So, who would you rather have? I'll come to James first because he looks like he's prepared to slag them both off.
both garbage, but I have to go for Bellucci purely on the basis that that free kick against Bournemouth was amazing. So I'll go for Bellucci.
Nice.
I can't remember anything Borthwick Jackson did, to be fair. I don't think he played even when he was playing.
Yeah,
I remember I watched him against Port Vale in the cup, and I turned to my mate and I went, "He's not bad, him actually. He's all right." And I soon ate my hat. The next game is, yeah, you said he were all right. I was talking about Ekiban.
Talking about the corner flag over there.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
in this position.
Yeah, the magic sponge got better step overs than him. Carl, what about you, buddy? Who would you pick?
It's like the phrase, "I hope they both lose."
Yeah.
I'd have to go Bellucci just because I saw more of him than we did of Borthwick Jackson, or so yeah, I don't know, yeah, Bellucci, I guess, but he was a fucking
Bellucci, there you go.
he was a tit anyway, wasn't he? Like, so
He was from what I heard.
Terrible.
Smarty, you going against the grain? Are you going to flow with your podcast colleagues?
No, because I'd never pick a scum bastard anyway. So, I
Nice.
think it's a unanimous. There's no way I'd ever side with that bastard. And the fact, obviously James has said, the goal against Bournemouth and the celebration when he landed on his ass afterwards, for what it's worth, even if he got a minute of game time, I'd be able to call him an Italian person. Obviously, we have one here to our left.
I remember.
But he's not a person. He's a very nice chap, actually.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll be able to call him a few deleted expletives.
Yeah.
I remember when we played, like pre-season, we were playing Guiseley, and the fans were right next to the
Tadcaster won it.
No,
was
it's
it Taddy
Guiseley.
or
What it
Guiseley?
Taddy?
I think
thought
it
it
was,
was Guiseley.
It was the blue Kappa kit, the blue away kit. It was pre Bielsa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's get to the point.
And he would just get an absolute pound abuse, and he just had to sit there and take it, mate. I was like,
No, that was Bielsa's first pre-season.
Yeah, it was.
oh,
yeah.
was it? All right.
It was Bielsa's first pre-season, and he was there, and they were shipping him out, but he was getting some right dogs abuse, like you say. He was getting some right shit, and deservedly so. Any of the six deserve to be absolutely abused within an inch of their lives.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But how good a finisher was Antonucci, though?
Oh, man. That one against
How
Burnley.
good a finisher was he? Like,
Yeah, I kind of liked him.
yeah.
Fear the beard.
And when we wouldn't
Fear
play
the
him
beard.
because if we played him anymore, then we'd have to sign him onto more of a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Like
stop
he was
following
one goal
management
away
pressure
from
when
getting
you know
an extension on his contract. I was like, don't play him.
Yeah.
Just drop
Redfern
him,
wanted
and
to
then
play him, did he? We were raring to play him. Like, he's a
Only
quality
decent
finisher.
player we got.
Chelina were like, no, don't play him. Like, what the fuck?
Fucking
Just we'll
tough.
see how far we've come, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
That's what we'll say. That's what we'll say at Winston's. Well, right. So thanks very much for turning up, lads, this week. It's been a quite an X-rated one this week, but we all love it. Thank you to Smarty and KARL for coming on again. No doubt they will be back on again. They're contractually obligated to because they've been on 3 times. So you're going to the game tomorrow, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be doing a Baradi and Coke Sunday.
Desert and Cook, yes. I believe
Who's on
it's-
doing that? I don't think it's
I
me.
believe it's you. No, it might be Luke and Jay. Might be Luke and
That'd
Jay.
be me
It's
again.
not me, is it? Oh,
That'd be 3 in a row then. 4
Jeff!
in a row.
like- It's not me, is it?
not me, is it? Oh.
But it gets
is
like
you.
that sometimes. It does
It's
get like
you.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Especially if we lose, there's no worse than going and frigging having to do a podcast about a team,
Yeah.
especially when you're aging and stuff, because your thoughts aren't clear, are they?
But yeah, it's
Last
funny.
season was fun.
Everybody's seen what I'm like, and I'm only 35, so God knows.
Yeah, it's
what-
Luke and Jay. Luke and Jay are on Baradi and Coke for Coventry.
Well, everyone who's watching and listening, make sure you go check out the Ought to Know Better podcast and well, it's the same podcast, but a different segment in it, Baradi and Coke. Make sure you check them out. They're a great bunch of lads, and we need to get Gilly on because once I've got Gilly on, I complete the set.
There you go. Get him on before Christmas ends.
You've had a
Get a badge.
There you go.
It's a Christmas
yeah,
miracle.
yeah. Thanks very much, everyone, and we will see you next week.